Hi everyone. This is a tour and a brief tutorial of my favorite website for ear training and music theory, and that is teoria.com, and that just means theory in Spanish and Portuguese and Italian. So it's theory.com. And you can learn all about music theory by going through their tutorials here. It'll explain things that you always wondered about but didn't know how to figure out. But the main reason I'm doing this video is to show my students how to use 3 of the features on this website, because these features are critical for making great progress on violin. And those 3 features are interval ear training, rhythm reading, and sight singing. And I will describe the importance of each of those skills as I show you the spot on the website for each of those skills. So let's start with interval ear training. And if you don't know what intervals are, I'm not going to tell you here. It's the measurement between 2 notes. But there's more to it than that, and you should know what all the intervals are. It's pretty logical. But I bet they have a tutorial all about intervals up here. So I would encourage you to either look it up on Wikipedia or try to find a tutorial here. But let me show you the tool that they have for interval ear training. You go to exercises, and they have, under ear training, they have intervals. And if you click it, it gives you 2 options: intervals from a random note or intervals from a selected note. Start with selected note because that's easier. Once you get comfortable with all of your intervals from a selected note, then go back and try them from a random note. Okay? So, from a selected note, and you can select what note the interval starts from right up here. The default is C. Just leave it there. And then here you can select what intervals you want to work on, which I love, because you're probably not ready to identify any of the intervals from each other. So let's just start by learning to identify a major second from a minor second. So you only have 2 choices. Minor second is a half step. Major second is a whole step. And with practice, you'll be able to hear the difference. Let me make sure my volume is up. There. Okay, let me show you the other options. I honestly don't know what the clefs, what they change. Just keep it on treble. The main thing I want to show you is these choices over here. So you're going to answer by using the interval. Just leave that on the default. At first, you want them to quiz you using melodic intervals. That means they'll play a first note, then a second note. When you select harmonic intervals, they're going to play both notes together, and you'll have to tell what the interval is just hearing the notes together. That's more advanced, and you should definitely aim to get to that point, but I wouldn't start there. You can choose to only hear ascending intervals, or only hear descending intervals, or let them mix it up. Most people are stronger in ascending than they are in descending. I encourage you to do not neglect the descending intervals. So I either choose to do all descending or just mix and match. So we'll keep it at that. We'll have it ascending and descending. We'll do melodic quizzing, and we'll answer with an interval. We're going to go at a medium speed. The tutorial can go on for 5 minutes or 5 exercises. And you can change that with plus or minus. They'll give you 20 seconds to answer. Okay? So, and our only choices are minor second, major second, and it's always going to have C as our first first note. So then, sign in if you want to be able to save your score. I think if you donate, you get to sign in or something, but they're going to let us do it for free. So C was the first note, bottom, and that was a half step. And so I'm going to answer with by clicking the lowercase m. Lowercase m means minor. capital M means major. That's probably a little tidbit you didn't know. So let's go to another exercise. C, and then it went to this note. That's a whole step, that's a whole step. So that would be capital M2, major second. Okay, next. And we've only got 2 choices. And again, do you hear that's a half step? Bottom. I don't know if they'll, oh, if you want to replay it, ask them to replay it. And say we didn't know the answer. Then you ask them, and it told us it's a minor second. Okay? So I'm tempted to show you other intervals, but I'm just going to leave it at that and let you go from there. Actually, I want to show you from a random note. And let's turn some of these off because I want to keep it simple. Your choices are still only minor second or major second, but we're going to go ascending and descending. Okay, let's see what that does with a random note. Bottom, bottom. That was descending, and it was a half step. So it's a minor second, little m. It went up, ascending, whole step. It's a major second. Okay, and then I'll let you explore all the other intervals on your own. So now I want to go show you the other feature, rhythm reading. And that's a really tricky feature to use. So you're going to be glad that I'm helping you with this. It's under exercises. And then you go to music theory. And it's under reading and rhythmic reading. Okay, you could select all of these complicated rhythms, but I'm turning them off so that we can keep it really simple. We're going to turn it 1 slower than medium, so it'll be nice and slow. We could have 2/4, 3/4, or 4/4, and just quarter notes and eighth notes, and there could be rests in there. But we're not going to opt for syncopation, and we're going to leave triplets out for right now. So what you're going to do after we click OK, it's going to give you it's going to start a metronome, which is set to quarter notes. It's important to know that it is quarter notes, and you have to decide how to make the rhythm that's written fit in with those quarter note clicks. And then you're going to click on any key on your keyboard except the space key. They said don't use the space key, it doesn't work well. I don't know why. So I'm just going to hit letter J, and let's see how we do. So that's the metronome. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Here we go. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. 1, and 2, and 3, 4. And then you hit OK, and it tells you what you did wrong. Now, I thought I did pretty good, but it was telling me I think I was late on each of these. No, I was early. I was rushing. So I want to retry it, see if I can get it exactly right. 2, ready, go. Half note. See how I did. I got 100%. Like I said, it's really picky. If you have no idea what the rhythm was, hit play it for me. And then I recommend you hit play it for me again and try to clap along with the rhythm as you read it. And then that will kind of give you the answer while you experience the rhythm for yourself. Let's do a couple more. Ready, go. 8th, 8th, quarter, 8th, 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 8th. I got them all right. Okay, now obviously you could get into really elaborate rhythms, and I'm going to show you some just so you know how picky this thing is. Let's add triplets. Go ahead and throw a syncopation in there. Let's see what that throws at us. Do we dare try 16th notes? Let's see. Oh boy. Here we go. All right. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, let's see how I did. Wow, I nailed it. That was a really hard one because I had rests, I opted for triplets, and I opted for 16th notes. So just make it as hard or as easy as you can truly do. Okay, that's all. So that will help your sight reading. And it helps your sight reading because you're working strictly on rhythm without having to fuss with notes. And so it's strengthening your rhythm skills. And then I'm going to show you another website where you can work on the whole skill of sight reading with rhythms and pitches. Now the last feature I want to show you is SightSinging. Let me get to it. It's under exercises, ear training, scales, and melodies. And I don't know why they put that under there. I don't know why, but just try to remember that. And this is SightSinging practice. Now you can choose your options and decide how hard you want to make it. But before we start, let me tell you why we bother with SightSinging. You might think, I have no interest in singing. I don't need to do this. You would be wrong. SightSinging teaches you what I call pitch prediction. And if you don't have pitch prediction, you will not be a good sight reader on violin. I'm sorry. We don't have frets. We have 10 or 12 positions we can play in. You've got to kind of hear in your head what note is coming up next so that you can predict it and then find it with your left hand. And then the two skills together, your pitch prediction and your muscle memory and your knowledge of positions and fingerboard geography, it all comes together and makes you an awesome sight reader. But without pitch prediction, you're really missing one of your main pillars of sight reading. So whether you are a good singer or not, this is good for you. Please try it. Now this is strange because before you get an exercise, they're going to play what's called a cadence. They're going to play a little chord progression on a keyboard, which is going to calibrate your ear for the key that you're going to be sight singing in. Don't overthink it. It should help you to intuitively figure out where your first pitch is, but you can also just have them play a scale or play your starting note. So let me show you some of that. Let's keep it easy. The melodic complexity, gosh, let's just do scale degree 1, 2, or 3. The more of these that you select, the harder it's going to be. And we're going to keep it really easy with just quarter notes for right now. And let's use a major scale. Okay, do you see how you can make this easy or hard for yourself? Simple time signature would be 2/4, 3/4, or 4/4. Compound would be like the 6/8, the 12/8, and stuff like that. Okay, so let's do a cadence first and let you hear what that does. Bong. So that cadence should tell you, bong, this is your tonic, that's a G. Or if you have a lower voice, you would have to find the tonic down here. But let's say you're not used to finding your note based on a cadence. Okay, then just play note. That's your starting note. So I'm not comfortable singing that high, so I'm going to do this G right here. So we go like this. We go la 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 la. And if you want to hear the answer, click the speaker. Okay, and how did I know how to do that? How can I read music and my voice reads the notes and knows what to sing? It's because I've studied interval training. And I know that that's a major third. I know what it's supposed to sound like. Then I just sing it. G, B, down a major second, A, up a major second, B, down a major third, and then up a scale. Ba da 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 da. Okay, let's do another one. So they changed keys on us. Bom. Oh, that was really nice. Bom. F. If you don't know your tonic based on the scale or the cadence, you could have them play a scale for you. And that's your tonic. And this exercise starts on the tonic. Interestingly enough, you've got to know your key signatures if you expect to know what your tonics are. So 1 flat in a major key is F major. That's another important thing you need to know as a violinist. F, let's sing it. Bum, 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 bum. I like singing bum, bum, bum because it's easier than la, la, la. But you can do whatever you want. That's not important. Unless you're doing a specific discipline of sight singing, which we won't get into. If you would like to see the keyboard, say you know piano pretty well, you could play the F. Okay. Again, I'm looking at the intervals. I'm looking at the rise and fall of the pitch, and I'm constantly measuring and assessing the distances between the notes. Let's hear it. And if you needed to, for the first few weeks, you could have it play along with you while you sing it. Okay, this is a frustrating skill, and I actually had a class on it in college, so I have had some training in it, and I hated it. But I now see the value of it, and I wish I had taken it more seriously. It's crucial for string players. Okay, and that's it. So if you work on those 3 skills, interval training, rhythm reading, and sight singing, I guarantee you that in 3 months' time, you will see a huge improvement in your skill overall.